Welcome to the Back to Me podcast, where we help multicultural incoming freshman women and men manage their entire college experience throughout post-graduation to successfully transition into entrepreneurship and corporate workspaces as new hires.
Back to me. Oh, I turned it around. I'm back to me. I finally figured it out. I'm back to me. So when you think you have nothing, back to me. I go back to me. Yeah, I'm back to me.
Hello, everyone. It's your host, Yoli Tamu. Being able to afford college to obtain your degree or vocational certificate is getting easier than you may have thought. In today's episode, we continue to get financially fit for Financial Literacy Month with the CEO and founder of the National College Resources Foundation, Dr. Theresa Price. Now in her 24th year after launching the Black College Expo, Dr. Price encourages you to take advantage of the 5 pillars that will build up both you and your community. By attending this powerful and well-established expo, get ready to meet college admission professionals who are eager to enroll you and offer you a scholarship on the spot. Find out why Dr. Price believes you cannot make a mistake if you are trying to better yourself and be the best person you can be with the opportunities that await you. Enjoy. My goodness, we are honored, and I truly mean honored, to have this woman with us. She has been honored on so many levels and so many places over the last couple months. She is the founder of the National College Resources Foundation and the National Black College Expo that everybody's aware of. So we're so excited to have Dr. Theresa Price. How you doing?
I am excited to be here, Yoli. I'm excited to see you just flourishing and growing and doing all those things that God gave you. You're giving it out to the world, and that's what it's all about. So
thank you. Well, hey, you're a fantastic example, a great mentor. So I'm glad to have you. It's a pleasure. Such a pleasure. Now, I wanted to say, what year is this for the Black College Expo?
this is our 24th year. I'm saying, I tell them now, I said, oh, I started when I was 2. Yeah, but no, it's our 24th year, and next year will be our 25th year. And so we're planning a really, really big 25th year. But this is our 24th year that we started this 24 years ago.
That
So
is
whoever would have
amazing.
thought?
Yeah.
Whoever would have thought? Because, you were sharing your background, and my background is entertainment too. So it's like, whoever would have thought that my entertainment would be educational entertainment, really?
Right.
And really for you too, you're kind of like that, mental health entertainment, but with a little bit of touch of education. You know what I mean?
That's it.
That's what we say
Edutainment.
back in the music. Yeah, in the music business, what you say, so-and-so meets so-and-so. Remember?
Yes, we still do it.
Yeah. So no, it's all good. It's exciting to be in this work because you're able to change a trajectory and you can actually see it in front of you. And I think that's the blessing and the beauty of being in this space. So I always say, thank you, Lord, for choosing me. Thank you.
Man, and it's just like attracts like, you know what I mean? I was introduced to you by your son, Corey, and I was just so honored to be able to participate at least in 2 years of the expo.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's an honor. It truly is. Now, you have the National College Resources Foundation that supports the expo. So now, what motivated you in the first place to even go that direction and start a foundation?
The expo. We started just doing an event, Black College Expo, because it was just like one of the people, when I left radio and started the marketing firm, I remember us sitting around the office, and the young lady that I took from radio to go with me, Pamela, we were just like, I want to say it was her grandfather that was like a dean or president or vice president at, I want to say it was Prairie View or Texas Southern. I don't remember. It was in the Dallas, Houston area, in the Texas area. And just then it was like, wouldn't it be great to do a Black College Expo? Because, I went to a PWI, Long Beach State, undergrad, and it was like, when people started talking to you about their schools, when I started listening to friends that had gone to HBCUs and historically Black colleges and universities, in case somebody says, what does she mean HBCU?
Right.
It was just like, as they shared their passion about their university or college or university, it was like, wow, I'm not talking about my college like they're talking about their college. So it really shares. HBCUs are the thread of people. It's the fabric of them. And you could see it in the fabric. How it's woven beautifully. That HBCU fabric is woven beautifully within us. And it's something special you can't really describe, but it's something that is empowering. What's so beautiful about it, though, and that's why we work with all schools. We work with all schools. Education is key, period. Education is powerful. But as I dissect it, the experience of HBCU graduates and alumni, I notice it has a thread, a common thread of this empowerment that is not militant at all. It's a self-assured, confidence, empowered walk, look, feel. And I think that's why I'm so like passionate about working with HBCUs and seeing that, because as I look at our community and I look at what's going on in our community and the Black community, and then just in America and just all that as a whole, they are so needed now. Yes, they were needed in 1837 when Cheney University started, which is the first HBCU. But as I look at the culture of life now, what's going on in our political scene and social emotional scene and mental health and all of that, I feel like our HBCUs are needed so bad right now to give people wholeness.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of the stuff got watered down the way. You look at the 60s and 70s, Black culture, was so say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud. All that. And it's like, you don't have that really now. And I think Tupac and Nipsey, I feel like they were in there, it's like, unfortunate, but I feel like Nipsey was like right there, like people were starting to turn their heads that normally wouldn't have turned. When I say that, in the inner city, people that normally would have their head down or shy away from opportunity or don't think it was deserving of the opportunity, I felt like he was turning that head around to make people stand in STEM, stand in technology, stand up. So I just feel like our community, that's why I say Black colleges, I think that gives you wholeness as a Black person, because you're going, and how many times have I seen people just recently, and this is just tying to that, people call and say, just yesterday, a gentleman walked up to me and he's just like, I didn't know him, but he was just like, I just want to thank you for what you do. This is Orange County, so if you know LA, and he was like, when those kids saw all those other Black kids that looked like them at the expo, it was moving. He said their eyes were like, they never seen nothing like that in their lives. So that's what I think HBCUs do, because you feel like it's another level. It's like elevating your game, and you're elevated at a level where you're seeing people that look like you, that feel the elevation too. So when you're in a like-minded environment and you feel this moving and it's people looking like you, and so you're like, you start really swimming in that pool. You're like, hey. And I think they hold each other accountable too. So I think that's why it's so powerful. And then you're feeling something special on the ancestral grounds. You're on the grounds of people that created all of this for you. You feel it. It's almost like subconsciously you feel it through your body. It's a spirit. You kind of.
It is. It's family. It's reconnected. Man, you have hit it on the head. I mean, because we always used to say, when I was at Howard, we used to say our professors were our parents away from home.
Right.
They literally were. They were like tracking wherever we were, what we were doing. So you're so right. We were truly a family at those HBCUs for sure. So now I wanted to ask you, now, students and parents that might be learning about the Black College Expo for the first time, what can they expect from your expo?
Well, National College Resources is the nonprofit organization. So National College Resources Foundation is the nonprofit. But actually, I just want to tell you, Black College Expo was first, and then we started the nonprofit. So a lot of times the brand of Black College Expo is so big and strong, but I didn't know that this is where it was going. So it's like, as it started, it's like someone recommended, I think it was Anthony Samanta, you need to start your own nonprofit. So it's like Sharita Herring, I'm naming all these names because they've been incredible, touched my life. She helped me get my nonprofit going. And from there, it was like, okay, now we have this nonprofit. What is when you have a nonprofit, it's like, what is the mission? What is the mission statement?
Right.
And so when we started, it was to curtail high school dropout rate and increase enrollment to college among underserved and underrepresented students. Well, then it's since over the last 5 years, or I should say over the last probably 10, 15, because time goes by so fast. It was to increase enrollment to degree and/or certificate programs. because as I saw self-sufficiency, taking care of yourself. You have certificate programs that yield really good too. I mean, you can make a great living as long, you need to be a specialist in something, even with a degree. You need to have a specialist in something, be a specialist in something. So among underserved, underrepresented, at-risk, low-resource, homeless, and foster students, with the vision is to close the gap on educational achievement, workforce, and economic disparities, with the vision to end racism and racial inequality. So when you say, what can parents that are just hearing about Black College Expo for the first time, I'm just sharing with you, we're in this work every single day. So the expos are our platforms to allow us to bring all the colleges under one roof and all the educational programs and the scholarship opportunities and anything for students that are already in college and helping them go into grad school, and just really an educational engine to educate you, whether it's through the books or through the mind, or just your soul, really.
What's so powerful, I mean, like you said, being in the room amongst so many Black faces, but just the energy of just even the vendors, just the people when you're there, and that you actually enroll people on the spot. I'm going to tell the people what you do. You
Yeah,
enroll
you
them
get
on the
accepted
spot.
on the spot. Yeah, they get accepted on the spot. Right there. Yes.
That's, to me, one of the biggest draws is that, and then the relationships that you have with scholarships. So that's why I was hoping you could share a little bit
Yeah,
about.
well, at the expo, okay, so we close our eyes, ladies and gentlemen, and as we walk through, and young people, we go in the expo, you're going to see an array of colleges and universities. And I say colleges and universities because a lot of people don't know that college, some schools like Spelman College, they're colleges because they don't have other colleges under the college, So university has the school of this, the school of that, the school. So I say college and university. So in any case, anybody that never know that, that is the reason. So you see these array of colleges and these schools are sharing information. But like you said, Yoli, that's so exciting is you can bring your transcripts. You bring your transcripts to our events, guys, because guess what? You're going to show that counselor, admission counselor, and that admission counselor is going to look at your transcripts right there. And they're going to tell you right then and there if you're accepted on the spot. And they're waiving your application fee. And they can look at your GPA and say, you qualify for our presidential scholarship or our dean scholarship or our provost scholarship. So right there, when you right there, not only are you getting in, but you have some money. And that's the beautiful thing. So I think when we started adding presidents and vice presidents of a lot of our HBCUs, HBCU president panel or VP, because they could talk about, help parents understand everything that happens on that campus, everything from student safety to what happens with this, because a lot of times people don't know a lot of the work is at the vice president level. The things day to day, it's the vice president. So you guys, it's the vice president you want to make sure knows you and you know them. Yes, you want to know the president, but you want to know that vice president of student services, that vice president of enrollment, because that's where. So that I think is what Expo is. Black College Expo is gonna not only empower you and give you answers right on the spot, but it's gonna educate you on everything from financial aid, college versus high school, 411 for the student athlete, how to find money for college. Even Yo-Yo does how to get A's in English. Hip hop artist Yo-Yo, veteran, legend. She even does something there. And so we have a real talk, which I was saying, college versus high school. And we even had how to get into grad school, how to start a business as always, booming careers. So we look at the face, and usually when I say that, we shift and turn based on where the market is. Because even, I was looking at some trends yesterday or last night or 2 days ago, and look what's happening now. 24 years later, now the graduation rate, high school dropout rate is now in the 6%. When we started, it was at 69% was the graduation rate. So the dropout rate was 30.1% or something like that. The dropout rate, the high school dropout rate, that number now has been cut more than half. So now it's like 85.3% of the population is graduating from high school, like 85, 86. So that tells you that's only 14% now that are not, and that's really good to see that trend, and it's some good numbers. So that's where I think it is. I think our Black College Expo, and we also do a Latino College Expo and a Students Think STEAM Expo, but they're all designed to empower you, to educate you, and to move you, to, elevate you. And we look at 5 different pillars because you look at your community and you see the communities are broken or successful, they can thrive. They thrive on, we know, education, financial literacy, health and wellness, entrepreneurship, and the power of voting. So that's the other thing. We added the power of your voice, how to be the change in your community. That's also a seminar we do. And that's because we need more people that look like us to be in politics, because that's where all the decisions are made. As I keep telling young people, all this you going on, you better get involved in politics, your local politics. So I was excited to see the Black students picketing and, protesting or whatever about education and what their needs were that I just saw in California. That's important because if we don't stand up for our own, they telling us what to eat, how to eat, what kind of food, all that, because it's voted on, whatever's passed, that's the kind of food you're going to get. That's the kind of education you're going to get. But if we're involved in the process, we can say, no, we don't want all that trash and pollution in my community. We don't want them to be, you know what I mean? So I just want to encourage young people and people, especially people of color, Black and brown, Black people, get involved in politics so that you can really change policies. And, so those are things. And that's kind of like those 5 areas break or make a community.
Absolutely. Ooh, powerful stuff. Man, I mean, I was just also thinking about something you said earlier about it's not always about college, it can also be about certifications. And I was wondering, as some students do consider pursuing a vocation versus attending college, can you maybe explain why attending college is still a better option, or do you consider a better option or a greater option, or how do you feel about that?
Oh, girl, let me preach on that. Now think about it. Vocational, you still are going to college. Who's offering all the certifications? Community colleges. So you are still in college. That's what I say. People get so caught up in the 4-year, but thinking but the community college is college. So if you're not doing that and you're going to a private school that's a private for-profit school, then you're going to pay big bucks, first of all. I have a nephew still trying to pay off his $105,000 bill from a for-private culinary school when he could have went right down the street to the community college and went for free. So it's like community colleges. Now that's what I do love about the new, and I don't think it's caught up to us yet, but the colleges have created themselves to be these vocational incubators to give you your certification, 9-month, 12-month, 18-month, 24-month, where you can start. I was on a program. We have a partnership with the vocational nursing program where you could get your CNA right away, but you could be in school trying to go to get your BSN, but at least you could work now while you're in school and make good money while you're in school for your nursing program. So it's like we have this tendency to think we want to start a business. Let me wait till I get old. Man, if you got a business started, you 10, you start that business. You don't wait. No, you start now. You start now because you're learning, you're growing. You're going to get a lot of support as a student. You're young, people are going to want to support you. So yeah, entrepreneurism is, please start now. Because that's what's going to keep our communities thriving.
Yes.
If we're entrepreneurs, guess what? Yoli, you're hiring people, I'm hiring people, so-and-so's hiring people. Now we're like jobs. Oh, we got jobs. Because we're entrepreneurs and we're circulating dollars. You see?
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad you said that you're still in college, whether you're pursuing a certification.
Oh, yeah, you're still in college. You're still in college. So I feel like this. I feel like right now, people need to understand that when they compete, we're on this right now, right? You could be in Peru, Timbuktu, or Compton. It don't matter.
Right.
But guess what? Your show is what it is. The competition is the same. It's not at a state level. You're not competing in your city, boys and girls, men and women. You're not competing just in your state. You're not competing just in your country. You're competing in the world. So that means that when you talk about training for a sport or going to the Olympics or anything where it's at high level, you have to condition your body. You're going to be a bodybuilder. You got to train. You got to sacrifice your eating. It's the same thing in building you as a person. You got to feed your brain with everything. If you're young, that was my love words today. I said, when you're young, you go get it. You feed yourself with everything. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Because you're going to add on to yourself and you're going to make yourself an asset, right? So if you can get your certification, then get your AA, then your BA, then your MA or MS, and then your PhD, all it's going to do is just add on to you. And so so you'll be Dr. Yoli at 28, right? Or 26. But you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and the thing is, you're competing against so many people in the world, millions of people in the world, billions of people in the world. So it just makes you more an asset, more marketable. And then the other thing is, if you look like me and you're a female too, oh shoot, you better come correct. You better come hard. You better get all you can get because you're competing against all of that too. You know, the men versus women, you know, the income levels, they're still not at where the men. So you have all those other dynamics that set in too. So you want to be the best product of yourself that you can. So I say, yes, if you're in a situation like I have some students where we had them in a 4-year, you know, because we work with students every day and we're basically constantly, we're here to serve. So we don't leave you. We're working with you all the way through to get you where you need to be. So we might have some students that are homeless and I have a student right now, he's homeless, he had a serious situation. And it's like he really can't afford to be in school because he can't take care of himself. So we're in the thing now, he did a couple of years and it's like now we're trying to get a certification. So he's able to survive. You know what I mean? Because if you're not surviving, it's like, that's another world. He doesn't have a support system. But in some cases, it might make sense, very good sense. SENSC and CENTS, as my mentor Bill Sure would say. It makes sense to, you know, get your certification so you can at least get it as a specialist. I mean, you could make, you know, $20, 25, 30. Because if you're a specialist and you have a certification, you're going to be in a high 20s, 30s, 35, you know, depending on your certification. So I definitely recommend, because you get there and then you can still go back to school and get, you know, or continue in school while you're able to work and take care of yourself. Then you can still go to school at night or take a class online and continue to increase yourself, you know, because all that's going to do is elevate you.
I just love what you're saying because you're just dispelling this whole, you know, competition or preconceived notion that you're less than if you're just certified as opposed to having a degree. They go hand in hand based on what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you become a specialist in a specific field or craft. So hold your head up for those that are listening that want to go that route. I love that.
Oh, yeah, hold your head up. Because you know, and everybody's road is different. You guys don't get out there comparing yourself to somebody else or, you know, thinking that, you know, I got to have a child by this. I got to be married. Don't get into that numbers game or that time game or timeline because your road, everybody's road is different. And the thing is, a lot of times we think we're supposed to be here, but God always knew you were supposed to be there. I'm one of those. I thought I was supposed to be here in this entertainment thing. And God was showing me, I couldn't see it. This is not where you're supposed to be. This is not. And I never forget, a young person said to me, something had happened. It was devastating. And and I want to say this person had to be about 20. And they said, but don't you know, we make our plans, but God plans our steps. And I said, whoa.
I have never heard that.
Yeah. After that, I'm like, I got it. Okay, you're right. And things happen for a reason. So we all have to like accept where it is and know that if you're a believer and you know that God, you know, whether you say whatever, I'm just saying God is my God.
That's right.
You have to know, if you believe, you have to know he is never wrong and everything happens in life for a reason. But there's always a positive behind the net. It's always, because I feel like we're being shaped up for what he has us here for. We're all here on purpose. We're here on purpose. And he's shaping us for what he has for us, for why we're here. What is our divine purpose? What is our purpose? And I didn't even know about purpose. I didn't know, you know, you growing up, like you said, you know, what? But as things happen, he reels you in. And that's when you know, okay, he's talking to me. You talking to me? Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening now. I'll listen to you.
Yes. And it's like, now it's like, take the blood. I got Jesus' blood. Got whatever, you know. So no, it's like, because when you're there in that space, man, everything works together. We say all this stuff, everything works together for good for those. We saying it so that it works. It does. So you just have to be you, stay in your truth of who you are, accept it and love it. Hug it and love it and just know that's what makes you so awesome and great and wonderful and dynamic and powerful and amazing. All of that. That makes you who you are. And nobody can take that from you because that's your fingerprint. Nobody else. And that's what's so special is that you're you. And nobody else can be you but you. You are your best friend. So when you're your best friend, how do you treat your best friend? Gotta treat yourself good. So that's why don't get caught up in time and oh, I'm this. And all you adult learners out there, if you didn't finish because of whatever, oh, you can still go back. There's programs for you to go back. There's programs to get another degree. There's, some people might have had a child at a young age. And, we have this tendency to think everything, okay, if we don't do this if we didn't have college by 18 when we graduate, then, and then we didn't do it within 2 years, then, and we do it in 4. So you just put yourself out of the mix. Like, well, it's too late for me to do it. It's never too late. It's never too late to do it.
You're amazing. You are amazing. I'm over here getting fed. Look, trying to remember the questions. Thank you so much. You are amazing.
No, God is amazing. I'm just here as a vessel, girl. I learned 11 years ago now. I am just a vessel.
You're walking it out. You're walking it out. You know what I mean? You're a vessel. You know who you are. You know what your purpose is. And you're just filling up the next generation after generation. And you're inspiring adults. You're inspiring corporations, of how to bridge the gap and make these connections so that we can be together. So I'm so grateful for you. And I always try to wrap up with final thoughts, but I'm just thinking everything you've been saying has been a final thought of encouragement. But I always ask, a final thought of encouragement for young people that may be nervous about their next steps, whether it's the enrollment process of college or even just pursuing scholarship writing. Some people don't even want to get into the whole process of it all. So how do you feel about that? And what's an encouraging word for that person that's filled up emotionally and they got the motivation, but actually applying it is the issue.
Yeah.
It's the issue.
I say you cannot make a mistake if you're trying to better yourself. So, it might not happen all the time when you want it, but it is going to happen. Just if you're going after scholarship dollars or applying to schools, do you guys realize there are over 7,000 colleges in this nation and over 18,000 in the world? So look at all those choices. And if you just take that number of 18,000 and you say every campus have 10,000 kids or 5,000, that is a lot of opportunities. So there's a college out there for you. There's a college out there that is for you, that fit you and will be awesome. And even if you go to a school and you feel like, sometimes it can be where the school may not be a fit for you. It can be that, or it can be because you still got your foot in that 12th grade, 13th grade. We call it the 13th grade. So you haven't transitioned over into this world. And I notice that students that go away, a lot of times you have, you get homesick and all that. Trust me, by the time you get to your junior year, you're going to be flourishing. It's like that first year might be tough. You might get homesick. Stay in it. It's going to get better. Make sure you stay engaged in the campus, run for offices or be in student government, be in a club, wherever you go to school. Just make sure you get involved in the culture so that you can enjoy your experience. If you're looking for money to get to school, there's so many programs for money. What happens is we don't apply for them. So there's a lot of times we don't apply. But I would say that if you're trying to look for money, write whatever essay that you write for one, cut and paste that, and use that same parts that'll apply for another. You might have to write tons of essays to get scholarships. That's okay. I would say maybe look at this. Look at it like this. Every week, make a goal to apply to 5 scholarships. Just say that, just something, whatever works for you, but I'm just giving you an idea. And then every week, apply for 5 scholarships. Now, just so you know, on the scholarship tip, you can get scholarships as young as elementary school, like 4th, 5th grade. They're usually STEM, but you can. So you can always, don't think you have to wait to apply. You can always apply because there's scholarships that can be from 10th to 12th grade, could be for 5th and 6th grade, could be for middle school, could be for, so our scholarships are 11th and 12th grade. They're just not 12th grade. So it's just because we wanted to get the 11th graders involved and engaged so they could see that they can win. So it was a empowering moment for us. So, and if you see something that says Hispanic scholarship or Black scholarship. That doesn't mean you can't apply because you're not that. You could apply for those scholarships too, you know? So you could apply for everything. Don't you count yourself out. That's my word. Don't count yourself out. So you apply for everything. If they say no, too bad. All right, whatever. Move to the next. Because I guarantee you there will be a yes. There's always a yes in life. You might not get it when you always want it, but it is coming. It will always, we all had yeses. We might have had a lot of no's, but I can tell you I've had a yes. Yoli, you've had a yes.
Definitely.
So there are yeses. And when you keep your mind in a positive state, positive things happen. If you let your mind go to negative and all this negative things happen. So do what you need to do to power up your mind to stay positive, whether that's listening to music, maybe it might be a certain podcast, it might be spiritual words or evangelists, whatever it is for you that turns your mind to that positive. Don't stay in a negative situation. People that are negative, try to keep your environment in a positive, motivate. Like, you know, you feel good when you're with certain people, and then you have those people, you be like, oh, that's a downer. So try to keep yourself in a positive atmosphere. Stay positive. And then positive things, I guarantee you would happen. Because positivity breeds positivity. Pray every day. Pray first before you do anything. Because prayer, I can tell you it works. I know you know. Prayer works. So, and just know you're never by yourself. Because you got God right there. You're never by yourself. So as you go through it, just know you got somebody. And then you got us. You can always call us.
Hey, speaking of that, how can they find you on IG, the website?
Yes, you can read. Look, we got so many ways. There's no excuse. So website, you go to website and you stay contact, you can get us that way. If you email me, Theresa at NCR Foundation, you could always reach out, National College Resources Foundation, Theresa at ncrfoundation.org. Any of our team members, if you go on the website, you'll see their emails. Also, you could go to our social media pages. We do look at our DMs. So you could go to Black College and follow us. Please follow us because we're always giving information. On Instagram is Black College Expo, NCR Foundation. We even have Latino College Expo. Twitter, same thing. Facebook. So we're just a phone call away. We want everybody to know that regardless of where they are, what state they're in, that we are here to serve. And regardless of whatever's going on in your life, you can make it, you can do it. We are here to support you, and the world is here to support you. Might not be some crazy folks out there. That's okay. We're not focusing on them. We're focusing on the ones that make you feel good. Okay? And you know who those are.
Such an honor. Thank you so much. My goodness. Fitting us in your day. You've been honored recently. Can you tell us about those honors at the Lakers game? You were honored a couple places.
Yes, it's been amazing. So Entrepreneur of the Year thing with the Co-America with the Lakers, and then also with the Clippers, Hero. Look, I'm like, and then also with something else. It's been,
I think it was KJLH.
KJLH, yeah, Proven Achievers, and then something else with the Omegas. So it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. And so I'm just overjoyed that because of God and what he gives me and just choose for as a vessel, I'm just glad that the stamp of what he's put in me, I'm able to give that out. So I just want to spread love. I always say hashtag love win. Love wins. It's the easiest, less stressful thing in the world to do is love.
Yes.
Love and laugh. LOL. Love and laugh. Laugh out loud.
Well, thank you so very much, Dr. Price.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. Continue to do you, man, because you are doing it. Continue to do you because you are doing it.
And I'm grateful for great examples. All right.
Oh, thank you. God bless you.
All right. Well, you take care of yourself, and I wish you well, and we'll be in touch very soon.
Okay. Thank you. God
All
bless.
right. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us. Get a copy of your transcripts and get ready to change your trajectory. For more information about other episodes, remember to subscribe to the Back to Me podcast, College and Beyond. I'm your host, Yoli Tamu. Leave a review at the end of this podcast, and if you would like to learn more about other special events, join the Back to Me podcast Facebook group or simply text Back to Me to 833-206-4565. Until next time, be well.